Sorry about that. So again, as I said, this is Mary Chaney. This is the inaugural call for minorities in cybersecurity. It is a baby of mine, and we're going to see how far we can take it. So it's a leadership organization. I know you've seen some of my emails. It's specifically designed to assist with the development, career development and leadership of individuals in cybersecurity, minorities and women in cybersecurity. So, my leadership quote for the call is the law of explosive growth. To add growth, you lead followers. To multiply, you lead leaders. John C. Maxwell, in the book is The 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader. One of my favorites, and maybe one of the books that, we will tackle or talk about through our Leadership Book of the Month Club. Let me start off with some rules. Like I said, all calls are scheduled to be on the fourth Friday of the month. They're open to the public. They'll be recorded, and I'll put them up on the site so anybody can go if they missed the call to to listen to those calls. All calls are muted. You can unmute at a time of your convenience. It's *6 to unmute yourself. I just wanted to start it out as muted so we won't get a lot of feedback as people are joining the call. Chatham House rules apply. If you don't know what that is, it essentially says to encourage open and honest dialogue with one another. We're going to talk about things and say things, and you're free to talk about them and say them outside of the organization, just no affiliation. Keep everyone's privacy in mind. So don't go out and just say, Mary Chaney said blah, 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 blah. Well, I probably wouldn't have a problem with it, but just other people, as we now have these conversations, please understand that, we want to create an inclusive community, and we want to be able to feel free to talk to one another candidly and respect that boundary. As always, you'll hear me talk about your brand, so be professional and respectful at all times. Everything you say is a reflection of who you are and as you're trying to build your brand. So who's Mary N. Chaney? Well, one of my best friends will say Google me, but I won't go there. Essentially, I've been in cybersecurity and privacy for about 25 years. I've went from an IT geek to an attorney to a FBI agent where I investigated cybercrime, to an entrepreneur, to a corporate executive, and now an entrepreneur again. In addition to that, I do teach at the University of Cincinnati. I teach cybersecurity courses there as well. So that is my spill. I want to give my board of directors an opportunity to introduce themselves, and I'll just go by the list on the agenda, so hopefully you guys see the agenda. Kavya, I know you're out there.
Hi, Mary. Thank you for letting me join this mission. This is so exciting. And welcome, everybody. We are so thrilled. I posted the LinkedIn post, and I had already made a post, but I felt so humbled and privileged to be able to contribute to such an amazing, noble cause. In fact, those of you who are not connected with me on LinkedIn or don't know me, I'm Kavya Perlman. I also have another nonprofit, XR Safety Initiative, and this is just something Mary reached out to me, and it was like within the second I knew, like, I had to get on with this mission, because back in the days, in about 2011, I was a hairstylist, and, back then there were just not that many resources. And even now, some of the people have tweeted at me, people that are cybersecurity professionals, people that are already in their, somewhat progressing in their careers, but they're still sort of lacking these concrete guidelines to how to step up a little bit. So I think minorities in cybersecurity effort is going to help build that concrete guidelines that one should take. And that's why, I must contribute, because my personal experience coming from, hairstyling, then be able to do my master's in network security, eventually get to the point where I advise Facebook for third-party security risks during this presidential election time, and then getting to become information security director for a virtual reality, virtual world type of a organization, and finally an entrepreneur and even a global cybersecurity strategist for artificial intelligence-based startup. So all of that I did since starting 2011 all the way to now 2019, it has accumulated this experience, the challenges, the setbacks, the failures, plus the achievements. Like I've been privileged to receive so many awards. In fact, a very similar organization, ICMCP, awarded me for CISO of the Year, and that just like literally set me on a path. And after that, it was just like rain shower of all the recognition and awards. It's been great. So now it's time to really give back. And we look forward to, Mary and I and all of the board of directors, I'm one of the board member, so we look forward to your feedback, the community feedback, as to how this should be navigated. Yes, sure, we have so many ideas we've been discussing. There is, so much enthusiasm we've received from big tech firms, which I'm not going to name right now, but obviously you can guess. There are big tech firms. There are other communities that are doing similar work, maybe not in the leadership direction, but they are all very, very excited and keen to learn. So this is great. And Mary, I have to say, this is, I really like the idea to keep it sort of open public so we can receive the input and, navigate as we learn more. Because this is still sort of an uncharted territory. In fact, some of the friends indicated there is nothing like this, especially to prepare the cybersecurity professionals to go to the next level, and with the objective of creating this diverse spectrum. So thank you for letting me chime in a little bit and express my feelings towards this. This is so profound. I'm so thrilled.
Well, thank you so much, Kavya. We really appreciate your comments and look forward to working with you as well. I don't know if Dr. Dina is out there, if she was able to join us. She's usually running more than I am. So, Dr. Dina, are you out there?
I'm here. Hello, Mary. Hello, everybody. Hi. This is an exciting day. My name is Dina Haritos Samitis. I'm a professor and department head at Carnegie Mellon University. And this really, inspires me to do even more. I've spent a large portion of my career as a passionate advocate of women and underrepresented minorities in cybersecurity, and I feel humbled and excited to be part of this group and to be on the board and to help others rise, to overcome barriers to entry, barriers to advancement, unconscious biases, all of these things that exist in the field. And together, I'm really excited about affecting change in the field. So thank you for having me, Mary.
Thank you for taking out the time. I know you have a busy schedule. So
I'm hosting 300 students on a boat on the Pittsburgh Three Rivers as an orientation event. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So thank you so much for taking out the time. Vijay, you're up next, sir.
Thanks, Mary. Hello to the board of directors and everyone who made it to the call. Welcome aboard. First off, I'm hyper excited, super stoked to be doing something with Mary, my dear friend, and we had worked together in the past. A little bit about myself. My perspective to security started when I was 16. To give you guys a context, I'm 39 right now. Let the cat out of the bag. The biggest revelation at 16 was I was able to crack my dad's password and get into his computer. There was never looking back. The first 20 years through GE, Home Depot, and subsequently Comcast and later at Keurig Dr. Pepper, it has been a great journey going through CTO, CIO, and CISO roles. But the past 5 to 6 years, as Kavya was pointing out, there's been a lot of encouragement. There's been a lot of focus, and more importantly, the market has been highly focused on cybersecurity space. It's time to give back. What I learned in the past 5 to 6 years in a concrete fashion is self-reflection, thoughtful analysis of how you got to a particular position needs to be shared, not just for the purposes of saying thank you, but it's not just the next generation that I'm concerned about. 3-4 generations from now, we need to be able to set up the professionals for next generation to say, hey, you got to do this for the future generations as well. We are at a very different dimension right now. Given the scope of experience that I've been fortunate enough to experience, working with very large companies all the way down to right now I'm working with about 6 different startups. I'm also doing some academic work similar to Mary and Kavya and others. What we have been trying to focus on is how do we not only optimize and provide guidelines and the right type of direction, but how do you disruptively, and I mean that in a positive way, how do you go ahead and enable the next generation of thinkers? We need more thoughtful, compassionate, as well as equality and inclusively thought-provoking individuals who are able to take the common problems in community and address them in the most eloquent way possible. It's more about a celebration when you solve a problem, and I think that's the biggest value we want to bring to this table by not only giving folks a very clear guidance on how to get into the risk management, cybersecurity, and technology in general space, but also help the right opportunities to be mapped with the right type of avenues, which would help us bootstrap the program. About 4 years ago, I started doing cybersecurity scholarship. At a personal level, I've been grooming students, and this is a great opportunity. When Mary came and said, hey, we need to do this in a more proactive, more structured manner, immediately I jumped on board. Well, in addition to what I'm speaking here, similar to the other BOD members, I'm able to bring a little bit more color to the table. I do teach at a couple of different universities in the tri-state area. I work predominantly these days with private equity and VC firms in order to give them deal advisory guidance. And I also work with a couple of large enterprises, helping them with their cybersecurity program. And more importantly, I also have a firm. It's a consulting firm in partnership with certain retired Pentagon officers. It's called Cyphorix, and our focus has been national defense, and we help GSA contracts in evaluation of next-gen technology. So I'm certainly looking forward to it. There's a lot of road ahead of us, but this is one of the most exciting things in 2019 for me to engage and participate. This is all about transparency. I look forward to speaking to all of you. Thanks, Mary.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vijay. I really appreciate that. Vita?
Yes. Oh, my goodness. I'm so excited. Just as all the other board members have stated, for me, this is a monumental event. Most importantly, I'm extremely proud of Mary. Mary and I have been in discussions about this issue for many years now. And to see her vision come to life is just a humbling experience, and I'm just so proud. More importantly, I am not surprised by the overwhelming response to this call to action. So I thank everyone who's taken the opportunity to join this organization and get some understanding of what the mission is, and most importantly, the drive that you have towards wanting to understand how to contribute within this field from a leadership perspective. So again, my name is Vita Woods. I am what one would call a servant leadership within the field. I've had over 24 years within what we now call cyber. I started out actually within the healthcare field, and I ended up with the Federal Bureau of Investigation's Washington field office. And it was there where I actually was introduced to a squad that was focused on child exploitation on the internet, and this was some years ago. And that's what actually spurred my interest towards trying to understand how individuals were leveraging technology for nefarious acts, and doing so in respect on social issues and things in a different way. And so I had never seen anything where individuals, for example, were recruiting and soliciting services to exploit young people and women in particular, as well as males. I didn't realize that folks could actually leverage these type of technologies to actually do these types of things, and I became very interested in trying to understand more. And so that being said, my interest within trying to understand how technology was being exploited in this way led me to really have the deep down experience from a national security level. So the bulk of my experience is from the intel and the defense community. I've been a political appointee under the Obama administration and have since landed within the financial sector on the private side as well. My passion and my purpose and my main focus is my nonprofit, which is Protect Us Kids Foundation, and is focused on providing awareness on commercial online sexual exploitation of youth within rural and underserved communities. But I also serve in a senior leadership role within a global financial firm as executive director in cyber risk management, focusing primarily on cyber threat intelligence and vulnerability management oversight. And as you can probably tell by the breadth of the various areas that I've experienced within my career, my ascent into this particular position and where I am right now, unfortunately, I didn't necessarily have resources available to me. And that was probably one of the key reasons why I felt so compelled to be able to join this organization as a board member and to be able to provide some guidance and some insight into things that are not necessarily what is actually taught in school, but really understanding the dynamics of being a minority within cyber, but also what that looks like in terms from an executive level, and some of the various challenges that you may actually encounter as you try to ascend that ladder and understand how to be effective amongst many. So I'm so proud, again, of having the opportunity to join. I'm looking to sharing with everyone as well as learning from all of you. And again, congratulations and welcome aboard.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vida. Vernicia, I know it's like really, really, really early or really, really, really late in Singapore. Are you there? Star 6 to unmute. I think you're there. She might be sleeping. We'll come back to you, Vernicia, if you're there. Raise your hand in the chat, and I'll come back to you. Franklin, were you able to join us? No to Franklin as well. What about Mr. Anthony Reed? Were you able to join us? Oh, we got the bottom of the barrel. They're coming up short. I know Miss Renee Forney is out there. Miss Renee, you want to introduce yourself?
Hello. Yes, I'm out here. First of all, I just want to say how very proud I am of you, Mary, to know your vision and to see your vision come to life the way it's coming to life today. I know this means a lot to you, your baby, as you have identified it, to see it. And thank you for allowing us to be a part of this. A little bit about myself. The former executive director of cyber skills at the Department of Homeland Security. Also was the deputy CIO at the Department of Energy, where I was in charge of cybersecurity and enterprise operations. Currently at a financial institution where I'm responsible for third-party management and supply chain management. The thing about having done this and the different things in the cyber world over the last 25 plus years, today makes me really happy because it makes me think about what's the big deal about having done all those years. It means nothing if I cannot at this time help someone else out. If I cannot at this time utilize the years of experience, the years of trials and tribulations that I've gone through to help the next person and to learn from others. So I'm hoping that this is an opportunity where we can not only grow and expand the pipeline of talent coming into the cyber workforce, but also spend some time focusing on those of us who are in the midst of that struggle right now and helping them understand how to move to the next level and how to navigate those waters. So to all of you all on the call, I say welcome, and I look forward to interacting with each of you. And again, Mary, thank you. I am so very proud of you today.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate all of the kudos, and this is for you guys, right? So I agree with everyone on my board that says this is about giving back, and that's essentially what this is. Bernicia said she's out there, however she can't get through, and so we're gonna keep it moving just for the sake of time. And what's gonna happen is we're having an interview series called On the Mic with. It is interviewed by Lola, and Lola is going to interview each individual board member. So you're going to be able to have access, membership. If you have a membership, you will be able to have access to our board profile series, where we're going to essentially go deeper with each individual to talk about their careers and how they see they can help out. So, again, going down the line here, why did I establish Minorities in Cybersecurity? It was because of my mentees. Throughout my career, I'm a public speaker. I've had corporate roles, and I've always been brought to the side or taken to the side by young women and minorities in the field and asking about mentorship, right? And so at the end, it started off with just me and some young ladies doing a call once a month, and it blew up until I had over 30 mentees. And then I said, I was having the same conversation. It wasn't that they didn't know the technical aspects of things. They didn't have some of the opportunities, and they wanted to learn how to navigate those challenges, from whether it be from a corporate perspective, whether it be in academia, wherever that is. They were having trouble with the soft side of things more so than the technical side, because many of you know, as you sit there, you understand that you're highly technically qualified to do the roles that you're in. The challenge is navigating those waters and trying to understand exactly what those unconscious biases look like and how do you do that. And so, for that, I broke our programming down for the organization into 4 different types. So I said MiC Expires is college or transitioning into the cybersecurity field, and then you got MiC Builders, which is the entry-level folks that are already in their first job and they're building their career. If you were trying to get to that management level, that's where the MiC Communicators come in. And then if you want to move to that executive level, you have the directors and above, right? And it takes different skills and different leadership skills for each of those individual areas. So let's go back. So those are the types of programming that we're doing. Those are the buckets that we're placing our members in. Everybody has access to everything, but I want to ensure and make sure that we are addressing individuals where they are in their life, right? So in general, I wanted to create this grassroots type of buzz, and let me put this out here right now. My son is now my social media coordinator. Don't laugh. And so he says that he gets paid by the number of people that follow us on LinkedIn and Twitter, right? And so if you have your phone in your hand with a note, if you're not on it, which I know a lot of you do, go out and follow at Mike Leadership. You can follow my son, who is Van L. Chaney, and you can follow myself as well. So please go out and follow us. He would appreciate it, and we will also appreciate it as we try to now learn more or do more in our community. Again, here's what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen as we sit and have these public calls. As I said, the community calls are public. A lot of the other things that come on with the meat of the organization will be membership-based. So I know I'm going to get a lot of people out there shooting me ideas. I want your ideas, but this is a leadership organization, so I want you guys, when you send me that email or you send me that text or that DM or whatever and say, well, we really should do this for the community, be prepared for me to ask you, what are you going to do about it? Because we're trying to build leaders. So ideas are great. Folks that are going to take that flag and run it up the hill are better. Website updates. Show some patience as we move to fully functional. We're working out the kinks with the audio as well. The website is up. Community pages and resources will be dependent upon the type of membership level that you choose, that you're in, and that's going to be internal. There's an internal portal. I did yesterday put up the job board. There is a job board up. Members can post for free. Non-members can post for a cost, but right now we're running a 30-day promotion that everybody can post any job that they have out there for free. You can get to the job board off the site. We're trying to get those 1.2 million jobs that they say that are out there in cybersecurity to come post on our site so we can start to fill those jobs, because I get that question all the time. You know, Mary, they say there are all these jobs out here, but where are they? So maybe we can find them and put them on our site. So if you know anybody out there that's looking, if your organization is looking, if you just want to push somebody to start putting stuff on that job board site, it's only going to help the community as a whole. As I said, membership, it's an annual membership. Right now, we're running promotion until September the 30th, where there's a discount. It's discounted membership. Students, which is regularly, I think, $49, they get $10 off at $39. If you're a nonprofit or government sector, I think that's $50 off. It's $99 if you're a professional. It's $199. Use the code LEADERS as put in the agenda itself. We have corporate memberships. Corporate memberships start at $3,000, and they come with certain other benefits, including the differences in, on the site. They can have signage on the site. They can, affiliations with the organization and things like that. We do have our first corporate member. Wasn't even thinking about it. Wasn't even going after it. But I have one of my mentees that works for Apple, and she went to her folks in her organization and told them about MiC, and they bought a corporate membership. So they are on board with us. We have to go through a lot of rigmarole in regards to using that Apple logo, but we're working through that as we speak. So if you or anybody out there has an interest in taking our corporate package to their organization, just send me a personal email, and I will send you the organizational membership packet. As far as a potential conference, I've been going back and forth and around about whether or not I was going to hold a conference. First of all, if we do hold one, it's going to be in Dallas. It's warm in Dallas. So even if it's in March or February, it'll still be warm in Dallas. It's still warm today. So I think that I have it. It really will all depend on funding. That's at the end of the day, and I need to do some research and reach out to my own personal mentors to see how you go about doing something like that. It's something that I've never done before as an individual, but I do believe in spreading the wealth and being able to, have people or have individuals in leadership roles be able to charge and take up those individual charges and go with it. So, as I said, community engagement and the way it's going to look right now. I changed my mind. I'm going to make these monthly community calls open to the public. I'm probably going to head up this one just because I think it's important for us to maintain our touch with the community itself. The monthly On the Mic with interview series, that's going to be members only. The Leadership Book of the Month Club will be members only. And the monthly newsletter is probably going to be public as well. So those are touch points, 2 to 3 touch points, 4 touch points a month. I'm hopeful when we get everything up and running. Right now, like I said, we have Apple, and then we have a couple of other members. I'm hoping, you guys will be able to see value in what we're trying to do and sign up and join up. The teeth or the bulk of a lot of the information about what we're trying to get accomplished is on the website. If you have any questions, about anything that you're viewing, please let me know. Like I said, the 4 touch points is what I'm thinking. It really depends on demand. It depends on, how we build up our community as a whole. Now, I'm going to stop talking right now, and I'm going to actually open up the conversation because I want the community to be able to ask questions. And I know we have about 20 more minutes on this call, so I really would like to hear from you guys. You can either raise your hand, you can ask the question. I think the chat feature is on. You can chat it. You can *6 yourself and unmute yourself to ask questions. But I really would like for us to have a conversation and you to get whatever information that you need from the horse's mouth. So I'll stop there. Does anyone have any questions? Come on, don't be shy. I don't like silence. I'll start picking on people, I promise. I see names on my thing. I know who's on their computer. Nobody, really? That's just sad. That's just sad. Well, I mean, what other things would you like to know about the organization? Has everybody been out there on the site?
Hello.
Oh, there we go. We got somebody.
My name is Maria.
Hello, Maria.
Yeah, I heard from you from Kadia. I co-founded Gamer Safer. We are a cybersecurity platform to make online gaming safer for kids and teens. I'm an international founder, a mom, so I've been facing all kinds of challenges you can imagine. So I came to this group basically to learn more and more about cybersecurity, as my background is in social impact. So if you need any help in that area, I'm happy to support you as a nonprofit. I have a lot of knowledge on that. But what I've been feeling since I started this journey 4 months ago, I quitted my job to work full-time in my startup, is that sponsorship and warm introductions, connections are something that matters, especially if you live in Silicon Valley. So my questions will be how you are planning to work, or if you're planning to do something related to that so we can have more support to thrive, and of course, in my case, to make my mission outreach more and more kids and teens around the world. Thanks for having me.
Cool, thank you. Thanks for your question. So, essentially it's grassroots. We will go as far as things take us, right? So when I have been talking about this organization with folks, and we've been sharing information about the challenges that we face. For instance, let's go, for instance, for the conference. So there are lots of different things that each of you as a professional need to know about how to become a leader in this field, how to get promoted from a analyst to, a manager, for instance. There are things like how to deal with a difficult boss. How do you actually how do you actually deal with someone that works for you that's racist, these or sexist or any of those types of things? So initially, to answer your question, I wasn't really thinking about it from a corporate outreach, a corporate dollars perspective. I was thinking of this organization as a membership-driven organization. What we're trying to get accomplished is having resources like the Leadership Book of the Month Club, where we read a book and a leadership book, and we actually sit through and we talk through what that book is trying to teach us, things that can be tangible, that are takeaways for individuals that are in it, like living in it. So I think from an outreach perspective, corporate outreach, what I do see, or what I see is possibilities that they're opportunities to partner. I would not say that. I have my own opinions about the effectiveness of, let's say, affinity groups within an organization and things like that. I think that we have an opportunity to partner with individual corporations that may struggle with maintaining and retaining minority talent. So it not very clear. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Somebody want to say?
Oh yeah. Let me just rephrase my question. So my question was more about, like, I need more mentors, advisors, and people that sponsor myself. So I was not like looking for clients or customers or connections to sell even my product, but I definitely need more people, and I know that I'm not alone, that can connect with what I'm doing and helping me to accelerate my my career, my business, and etc. In order to succeed. So I was talking more like one-on-one, like a matching thing that can help us to advance not only more in an enterprise perspective, but as an individual, not as a business.
Okay. All right. Well, I apologize. I was rambling. Yes. Yes, we do.
Mary, do you want me to jump in on this one?
Yeah,
Mary?
go right ahead.
All right. Hey, Maria, this is BJ here. Yes, certainly, we are basically building the foundational blocks of this organization. At some point, based on the right segments, the specific equation that you laid out, basically one-to-one coaching. For example, during the introduction, you may have realized each one of the board directors, we are entrepreneurs, we have startups, and myself have done some successful exits. So the short answer is yes. We welcome all type of members. If you have specific questions on how to manage and bootstrap your organization to the next level, coaching, how do you really engage in the market? This is all contextual in nature. Certainly we will listen to it where we can help among the board directors and the community members. We should be able to reach out and help you.
Okay, that's a good thing. I'm looking for a community. That's why I'm asking.
You're welcome. You're welcome to the community.
Welcome to our community. Again, even one of the things that we have on our list is like team accountability sessions, right? A lot of times we make these goals, we make these things that we want to do, and we don't have anybody to hold us accountable. And so at times there's programming on the books here, and we'll draft this out as we go through it, but there's programming on the book to team you up with someone that has a similar 9 to 12 month goal. And now you as a team, 2 to 3 or 4 folks, you guys now hold each other accountable, because, it's still a board of directors, is still where our time is still limited, and we can't do it all. We want this community to be able to help itself. We will be there to guide you, but we need active participation and active engagement within the organization. So we'll definitely, mentor sessions, that's something that comes natural to all of us.
Yeah, you can count on me.
Well, thank you for that question. Did anybody else have anything else? Any other questions? No. So, like I said, if you, I'm sorry, my social media coordinator has a question. What's your question? He said you guys aren't going out there to like at my leadership, and he can't get paid if you guys don't do that. But what I pulled up online is the leadership or what our programming would look like. If you should be able to see my screen. It's our website, and a lot of what's in the comments, or I'm sorry, under the leadership series section, is what I've been talking about. It's my MiC team. So the community itself is now going to put its arm around you depending upon where you are in your career to help. And so we have like I said, we have the On the Mic with interview series. We have the internal portal community where once you become a member, you get access to this portal where now you have resources and you're able to communicate with individuals within your bucket, even within and outside your bucket, to now try to talk through challenges and face challenges. And you'll always have a senior leader above, so to speak, that's been there, that's maybe moderating or assisting, but you'll always get some individual, some place, somewhere that's going to actually be able to help you and call on you when you need them. So I hope that, yes, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Kavya. Maria, thanks for joining, and I really hope a bunch of my other friends are joining as well, because it's so much wide spectrum of diversity, not just, the color of our skin and the way we worship or the way we look and all of that, but just, from a technological perspective, artificial intelligence, distributed ledger technologies, gaming technologies, and virtual reality, all of these upcoming technologies are literally going to, in the coming decades, are going to transform and change the way leaders operate in the space. We're looking at, totally changing the way workforce is organized, potentially moving workforces and the offices to virtual reality spaces. So this kind of I'm just really grateful that, this is now like going to be a platform where all of these technologies can kind of come together via means of different leadership. And then, we can potentially segment that into, what kind of expertise do you need? And Maria, you already know that, even one-on-one, we have everyone throughout talked about this thing, but now we have this sort of emerging community. So anytime, if it's a specific mentoring or if it's a specific technology issue or job-related issue, anything that we need help with, I think this is like a go-to home where you will find so much diverse spectrum, and it's only just beginning. I'm really hopeful. This is going to be a very, very wide spectrum of technology, people, strategies, all of the advice that you ever need in any domain, I'm hoping.
Yeah, in addition to that, I just took and passed my CIPP. The privacy aspects of cybersecurity are going to be major, and the impact of privacy on this field is going to be humongous as we continue down this path. So just being able to talk about, current trends and where it's going and where, from a regulatory perspective, we're headed in the cybersecurity field. I mean, I'm reading, privacy officer job descriptions that read just like chief information security officer descriptions. So it's a merger happening here.
Exactly.
Mary, this is Raymond King.
Hello,
Can you hear
Mr.
me?
King. Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, how are you doing? Good, awesome. Sorry, I joined a little late, so I missed your specific introduction. I heard most of the board members introduce themselves. But so one of the things I've been trying to do is kind of socialize this organization with some of my colleagues and some of the folks that I sort of mentor on an unofficial basis. Mm-hmm. And, of course, what I was looking for, or based on the questions I was getting back, what I was looking for is kind of, what's the value proposition. So what you share, the documents you've got on the screen, I've looked at that on the website, and it's got a lot of the information, which I can share with them. So hopefully people will start to join the community, get on the calls, et cetera. I will say that the decision to have the community call be open to the public, I think, is really helpful so that people can sort of come in and dip their toes in the water and see whether they can contribute in some way. So that should hopefully help us get a little further. I guess I have one question. Clearly, this organization is in ramp up, in build mode. The question really is how soon, what sort of a time frame for being, shall we say, ready for prime time? I mean, based on Maria's question, kind of like when do we expect to have, content or, structure in terms of how we get these groups together, et cetera, especially for the people who are in the sort of first tier, who are just either in transition or in school. So, and then I guess the other, just in terms of some quick ideas of things that we might be able to do, which are fairly low cost, having presence at, a lot of the local cybersecurity events. October's coming up really, really quickly. And of course, October is Cybersecurity Month. And there are a lot of events happening at the end of September into the beginning of October. So that will be a great opportunity to try to get the brand out there. I go to so many conferences and events, and people come up to me all the time and ask the question, hey, can I be a mentor, but also what are the resources that they can use to sort of learn more, to get training, et cetera. And it's a mixed bag. But, specific to the mission of this organization, trying to get that brand out there, maybe that's a quick way of just sort of socializing who MIC is and how we move forward with that. So just a couple of thoughts there.
No, absolutely. I think that I'm probably attending just about every conference between September and October here in Dallas, Fort Worth area. I'm speaking at many of them. But all that to be said, no, the quote-unquote ready for prime time, we're ready for prime time now, I would think. The question would be how is the community going to drive it forward, right? And so the information on the site, if you want a actual packet, corporate packet that I sent to Apple, I can send that to you as well. But it's really a unique way of trying to solve a problem. So we're not we can go to many, many technical conferences and we can branch out and get mentors, or how do I get a mentor and do the mentor match program and things like that. But I want to be able to give something tangible or a takeaway or action items that's going to work on the individual and develop them as a leader, because a mentor can't force you to do some of the things that you need to do in order to be successful. It is a journey that is internal, and there are things that you need to understand about yourself and that drive and as you now develop those 1, 3, 5, 7, 10-year goals, your personal development will get you where you want to go more so than a mentor will get you where you want to go. So this organization is really trying to look at the individual and what those needs are and what it really takes to get from a college to a CISO role, right? And what you need to do and the things that you have to deal with and how do you deal with it? Because many times, especially it's diversity, not necessarily in sex or in race, but it's some of it is cultural, and the challenges that I've, talked to other minority women about just based on where women sit in their culture. And so these are things that a safe space to actually have these conversations and work on that individual to be able to provide them with something tangible that they can now incorporate in their day-to-day lives that will see some success for them.
Okay, makes perfect sense. And kind of going back to something that was said earlier, in terms of barriers to entry, barriers to rising in organizations, those are some of the questions that I get a lot of time. If I think back 10, 15 years, it was just minorities in IT, period. Cybersecurity, I think, has obviously front page attention. Everyone sees it as sort of, the next great thing that they can next great position they can take in their career, A, for visibility, and B, for salaries. But the reality is that in some cases, it's in some organizations, it's a closed organization, and we know why. So I think certainly that's a question that needs to be answered. How do we actually make sure that we can get people through the door? And maybe that's going to large organizations that already have diversity officers and making the case to them so that the company can adopt a stance that says, hey, we at least need to have representation from various communities, not just based on skin color, but other dimensions as well. So I fully take your point that, we're looking for people who are certainly self-motivated, who are taking care of the technical things. But now it's more about how do we make sure that they can take it to the next level and learn how to navigate the challenges they're going to face.
Yes, because the challenges get tougher as you climb that ladder.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Oh, no worries. So we have 5 minutes left. Is there anyone out there that has any additional questions? Please don't be shy. No? Does anybody from the board have anything else to add? Bernicia, were you able to figure out what's going on? Nope. It sounds like she's trying, but I can't hear her. All right, everyone. Well, we can bring the call to a close. I really, really, really appreciate you guys joining this inaugural call. And like I said, I will record it. I'm sorry, I've recorded it, and I will put it on the site where you can get to it. Again, just getting ready to let's get ready to I'm sorry, I'm getting a text message. I apologize. Let's get ready to get the word out about the organization, get people excited about what we're trying to do, and we'll go from there. Again, thank you guys so very much for joining and learning a little bit about minorities in cybersecurity and helping us as we continue down this journey to now try to develop individuals to take on and to be those next leaders in cybersecurity. Thank you so much for joining the call. Have a great holiday weekend. Bye-bye.